Hello everyone and welcome to WWE Discussion. I'm your host and WWE enthusiast Dougie Doug, and today's episode we're going to discuss the Monday Night Raw December 18th, 2023 edition. And this edition of Monday Night Raw saw new women's tag team champions being crowned, as well as the tag team titles being put up in the main event with Judgment Day retaining. So a bit of a focus on tag team championships on this episode, and with that we'll go ahead and get right into the action, starting with Seth Rollins, who has seemingly upped his game since the return of CM Punk. His promos have gotten tighter, and he's making an impression. The improvement in his intensity directly followed the return of CM Punk, whose absence was felt on the first Raw he has missed since returning. The Visionary struggled to elevate his feud with Shinsuke Nakamura in the ring or on the mic, but he's now coming off as the world champion once again. As the world champion of Raw again. Drew McIntyre probably won't beat him on Raw Day 1, but that match should also further solidify the Visionary as a man that no one can easily defeat, bad back and all, and setting the stage for his match with CM Punk as worthy of the main event slot of WrestleMania. Granted, it kind of sells itself on paper, but any more that you can do to build the credibility of it, certainly. And it is a shame that Drew McIntyre is unlikely to win, because I would like to see him have a World Heavyweight Championship run with this new character. But also too, Damian Priest is in a bad spot too, because Roman Reigns is not going to lose his title before WrestleMania, and then Seth Rollins is likely going to hold on to his title until WrestleMania. So where does that leave Damian Priest? Well, hanging in limbo, doing comedy spots doing comedy with R-Truth, which isn't to say that that's a bad thing, but it seems like the focus has moved away from him being Mr. Money in the Bank, which is a shame, because the hope would be that there was a plan to have him cash in and become world champion, and that just doesn't look likely at the moment. Kaden, Carter, and Katana chance. Now that they are the new tag team champions, the real work starts now to build them up as champions, and they are the best established tag team in the women's division since before they even got drafted to the main roster. They are the longest reigning NXT women's tag team champions, and have worked as a tag team since 2018. Unlike every other women's tag team that started at about that time, they have never broken up or gone solo. That dedication has paid off, as the two became the first women's tag team to capture both WWE and NXT Women's Tag Team Championships separately. What makes Carter and Chance special is their pure athleticism. They work like a veteran tag team in a division that has very few established teams. They will get more over by wrestling, regularly defending the gold on all three brands. Already some challengers set up backstage for this team. I think, three of them. And certainly Damage Control, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane are also a potential challenger as well. I think they do have their sights set on gold. However, WWE should hold off on that matchup because there's no reason to just give the titles to Chance and Carter, to finally give them this opportunity and then have it ripped away just to just have it all ripped away. So, put in the time, put in the effort, build them up as champions, and then maybe you can do another tag team title run with the Kabuki Warriors. Gunther established The Miz as a reliable good guy going forward. So Gunther has sent another challenger to the background after defeating The Miz a second time, and with the second loss, Miz can't challenge for the IC title so long as Gunther is champion. However, the A-lister raised his stock throughout the short rivalry and will not be easily sidelined. Miz has struggled as a good guy in the past, but the ring general consistently elevates the stars that he works with, even though they end up losing. The A-lister showed his in-ring acumen and underdog fire against a dominant champion. The crowd is seemingly invested in Miz's future in a way that they have not been for years. He's performing at a higher level than he did in previous years. With a possible alliance forming with Gargano and Ciampa, he's in a better spot than he ever has been as a fan favorite, and that is thanks well, not all thanks, but certainly the ring general plays his part, who has yet to miss as Intercontinental Champion and may still have more to give with the gold around his waist. You talk about guys not losing their title before WrestleMania. Gunther seems like another one too. It seems like he's going to go into WrestleMania 40 as champion, so you have Reigns, Rollins and Gunther as your 3 of your champions going into WrestleMania 40. That's a pretty good lineup. And then you can throw Rhea Ripley in there as well. Maybe Io Sky. Would like to see her. Don't quite know how that one's going to play out just yet, but so far the champions going into WrestleMania 40 look pretty good. The question is, how many of them actually retain. Gunther, I could see him losing his title at WrestleMania 40. But I think it ultimately depends on who he is facing. So, which now that he's beaten The Miz, he's kind of just waiting for his next challenger. And the Creed brothers. So are they the greatest success story for WWE in 2023? Let's look back to their arrival. So they arrived on October 30th, 2023, and since then they haven't really looked back. They stacked up wins over teams like DIY, and Imperium was another one I think they beat. They debuted, they stacked up wins. Julius and Brutus are unpolished athletes, but they do have massive upside. Each performance shows their potential more. They looked like the right team to see through on the Judgment Day, even if it wasn't the right time just yet. WWE has built them from the ground up after signing them in late 2020. It's incredible how quickly they have come along or have developed. In 2023, they went from prospects to stars, and will enter 2024 as one of the more exciting tag teams in all of WWE. The Creed brothers have a chance to become important building blocks for the tag team division. That could make them the greatest success of any prospect WWE has committed to in 2023. Ivy Nile will hope to show her own high potential against Rhea Ripley on Raw Day 1. She has looked solid in NXT near the end, but has not reached the same heights as the Creed brothers just yet. So that's going to be a good litmus test for her to put her up against one of the best women's wrestlers in Rhea Ripley and see how she does. And as for the Creed brothers, it would have been nice to see them win the tag team titles, but I have a feeling that in 2024 they'll probably get those titles. So in conclusion, WWE's been a better overall product in recent months, and this week's Raw helped close out the year on a high note. With WWE having matches for the Day 1 episode in a couple of weeks, it seems likely that next Monday's episode, which next Monday is Christmas, will be a best of 2023 show, which makes sense. I mean, there's no reason, I couldn't see trying to tape back-to-back episodes of Raw. If it was 2 hours, maybe, but when it's 3 hours, I don't see how you can get people to sit through 6 hours of a show. Once in that just would not work. Most of this week's matches are solid television, but Miz versus Gunther definitely stole the show. The A-listener has been working hard to make this good guy run work by putting on better in-ring performances and integrating new moves into his arsenal. He and the ring general had the fans on the edge of their seat with each near fall until the end. If you missed this episode and you're looking for something to rewatch, make it this match because it was special. And with that will conclude this episode of WWE Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below.